Chapter 1, The Creation. Begin all acts and thinking by using El Kalim, the All. Tablet 14. In our image and after our likeness. 19 times 6 equals 114. Lo, and we had mercy upon your kind. So we the Anunnaki said amongst ourselves, now let's breed by cloning people that are Homo sapiens of this Adam of planet Earth, the Adamites, looking just like ourselves, the Anunnaki, having 9 ether hair and coating their genes in melanin, that they may act like ourselves with right knowledge. We will give them rulership over the fish of the sea, all the reptiles and birds of the skies, and all the gargoyles, and over all the non-speaking mammals, beasts of the field, and all the creeping things that creep upon the planet Earth. And the Allahum Anunnaki made to evolve all the domestic living animals that appeared on the planet Earth to breed from themselves, and all the creeping things upon the planet Earth bred from themselves, and the Anunnaki saw that things this way were agreeable. The Anunnaki Allahum Kalkael, also known as Rudwan and Uriel, son of Azariel and Rafikiel, then said, here you have been given every herb with a yielding seed, which is on the surface of the whole planet Earth, and every tree that yields fruit and has its own seed to reproduce. All of this is for your food. The Anunnaki Nudimud, who is also called Enki, one appointed by El Elo for the breeding from the Anunnaki Ninti, daughter of Anu, procreated people, Homo sapiens first called Nubans, then becoming Nubians are the Adamites from Homo erectus, which had 6 ether hair, and the original Anunnaki with 9 ether hair to look like herself using her own divine seed. Ninti, giving Nubians 9 ether hair and acting like herself. The Anunnaki procreated them into one called Adam Kadmon, who had 8 ether hair, and Nekeba Hoa, who had 9 ether hair. Now this is how she, Ninti, procreated them of her own seed, and the Anunnaki blessed them. The Anunnaki said to them, so they would not have to be moved to Rafali to Monadapa, now called Zimbabwe, to work as slaves in the mines until they die. Breed children and multiply, and refill the planet Earth, and keep it under control and rule over the fish of the seas, and the birds of the skies, and over all that live and swim on the planet Earth, every living animal of the planet Earth, and to every bird of the skies, and to everything that swims on the planet Earth in which there is a living soul. Every green vegetation is for food. The Supreme Being is the being appointed vegetarian. He is not to eat of the blood of its creatures, but to maintain its olive hue by the chlorophyll of the herbs that are most abundant on the earth and beneath the earth. Being born copper red to purify into olive green as you green ones, and this happened. The Anunnaki saw all of the things that were fashioned, and here it was, all very agreeable for them. It was the dust period, and a new 6th day of 7,000 years was over. So the skies and the planet Earth were prepared, and all the living beings of both of them. On the 7th day, the Anunnaki Enki, who was also called Nudimud, finished his duty which he had done, and he desisted. He kept the Shabbat, and he desisted on the 7th day from all his duties which he had done. The Anunnaki Enki blessed the 7th day, and he declared it Gadash, holy, because in it he desisted from all his duties which the Anunnaki had done. These Anunnaki are the genealogy of the skies from the planet Risk in the galaxy Ilion, a planet of another galaxy, and the planet Earth, also called Ki, when they were reconstructing and procreating in the day that the Anunnaki made the planet Earth and made its skies reappear. They planted every shrub in the parts of the outer field, outside the enclosed garden before they had actually grown, and every herb before it had sprouted seeds, because Yahuwah, who is the head of the Yahwehin of the Allahum, the Anunnaki, had not made it rain upon the earth. An Adamite Homo sapien was not here yet to be an Abd slave and work as miners of the ground. So a mist of water clouds ascended up from the planet Earth in order to irrigate as rain the whole surface of the ground where the seeds had been planted. And Yahuwah of the Allahum shaped Adam from Ninti's clot of granulated blood from the people of the ground. They gave Kadmon the breath of divine life, and Adam was born a spirit. And Yahuwah of the Allahum ordered Arazal to build the foundation of the garden, and Ashnan Thukiak, who came from the school of the peacock under Murdoch, for the planting of the special enclosed garden of delight and pleasure. Over there he placed Adam, whom was cloned. From that same ground did the Yahuwah of the Elohim grow every tree and flower that was beautiful to the sight, and the vegetation that was tob, good for food. A special tree of hallucinating herbs was in the center of the enclosed garden, giving one his own willpower, and the Anunnaki said amongst themselves, "Indeed we have made them in the constellation, and we have beautified them for the eye of the beholders. We have guarded it from all the accursed reptilian serpents, the Luciferians and the Natas, people who are from the deep. Those jinn who disobeyed the laws of El Elo for human beings, he was of the Kafarun, yet he has stolen from it, and we curse Zuen as a visible flame, and throw upon firm mountains. We cause to grow in it everything well measured, and we have made for you therein means of sustenance, and for every other creature whom you are not the sustainers. There is nothing except what is with the Anunnaki, which are its treasures. And do we not send the winds fertilizing? Then we send down water from the sky, so we give it unto you to drink of it. And is it not you that is its storers? Verily, only we, none else, cause life and death. And we are the only heirs, and indeed we know those eager to be foremost amongst you. We know those who like to lag behind. Verily El Elo your Rab, who is the sustainer, he will gather them together. Verily he is El Hakam, or the wise one El Alam, or the one who knows. And indeed we the Anunnaki created Enoshites of black mud, fashioned and shaped. The jinns we created long before Adam, of fire, of Samum or summon, from which the name Samael, son of Shakar, comes from. To the other Anunnaki rulers, verily I am going to create human tissue, of the essence of black mud, fashioned into shape of the very dust of the Adama ground. They, Natas, wanted the remains of the black mud, which was kept safe in a small 4x4 black box, which is now the Kaaba of Arabia. It is the Anunnaki who assigned you a period of time to live on earth, created all of you from clay, then only by you. You still harbour suspicions, and its termination is known. So, when I have completed him, and have breathed into him of my own soul, then all of you are to fall down and prostrate before him. O Enoshites, worship your sustainer, who created you and those beings before you. Happy you may guard yourselves against disagreeableness, who made the earth a resting place for you, thereby produce fruits for your sustenance. The sky was a firm structure, and the Elohim caused the water to descend from heaven. Set you not therefore equals for him, while you already know. Who created you looking like herself, Ninti, and acting like herself? Ninti, a female Anunnaki, and controller of the Shimti laboratory. Put on your shield of protection against the deceivers. Many have gone into the world, and yet still many are not yet born. Ninti is the mother of your procreation. Before Zeus, women were recognized as the mother deities. We have males born of females, yet we will restrict them. All of the great prophets came through the canal of a female. Only in the reptile family do you find males transforming into females and females transforming into males by nature's call. Associate not with the man that respects not the woman, for even that man was conceived by the woman. The mother simply means the meta or matter. She reflects the light of a properly lit sun in wisdom. She has 4 periods as the 4 phases of the moon. The moon that you see has no light of its own, but it has mass, and it does exist in the purest state, darkness before chaos. Thus her weakness comes from the man. Darkness is pure, and the moon sits in darkness as an assistant to the earth, controlling her tides, as the moon, rightly called Luna, has an effect on the mental state of those who lean toward her, the lunatic. Let not the sensitivity or the apparent weakness of the woman alter your state of consciousness. Stay in control. If the moon ceases to pull upon the tides of the planet Earth, it would overheat as the evening comes and be no more. If a man ceases to respond to the whims of a woman, or over-responds to the emotional changes of a woman, he too will overheat, transforming into a lunatic and be no more. Gaia is her name. She has been worshipped by many names, be they agreeable or disagreeable, as Bunbulma, Buto, Aegisit, Aditi, Hina, Chalkaliku, Atta, Maat, Nikea, Sibtu, Amaterasu, Asit, Attis, Amphitrite, Ait, Attis, Andata, Arainrid, Arena, Kali, Artemis, Artoi, Assesia, Adunia, Yemia, Arzit, Asherah, Asiak, Badbekatha, Athena, Atagan, or Jal, all mother deities in many tongues and places. This is how it was recorded, and this is how it will be.